Hey guys, hey, I just want to make this quick video really quick about communication. Communication is probably what I observe to be the most disregarded, overlooked, underutilized aspect in childcare or teaching, education, anything like that. So I want to just say it right now that I believe that communication should be the foundation of anything that you're trying to accomplish when working with children or as a parent, anything like that. That should be your foundation to get your children to achieve, their goals or anything like that, or when you're dealing with redirection. So one common thing that I acknowledge a lot is sometimes children may have issues where they storm off away from the group, go into a corner and cry or whatnot, and staff will, or teachers, parents, whoever, they'll go and they'll try to engage with that child, and that child makes it very clear that they're not ready at this time to have any type of conversation about what's going on, which is totally fine, totally developmentally appropriate. We need to give them that time to process their emotions and what has occurred and whatnot. And I find that when I even try to engage children who might be upset, and it's clear that they're not ready to communicate, I'll just leave them with this, and it alleviates so much stress and kind of gets us to our point quicker of communicating. And I just say, is what can I do to help you? Is there something that you need help with? And I'll just leave them and just say, you know what? Okay, when you're ready to talk, you let me know, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you. So now the ball's kind of in their court. They're not feeling pressured or anything like that. And also just the what can I do to help you question, that doesn't display to them that there's going to be any resistance from me at that moment. They feel more like I'm an advocate for their feelings or whatnot. And that's a big one, is we want to validate their feelings, because to them it is a big deal. Whatever the issue is, it's a big deal to them. So always try to make them feel validated, and never embarrassed or ashamed of their emotions or issues. So I would definitely just kind of reach out to them with those questions and give them that time. A long time ago, somebody told me that a tantrum is like a fine wine, and they both need time to breathe, which is, perfect and definitely applies in this scenario. The other thing that I think is overlooked with communication is a child will have an issue. Let's just say they throw a toy across the room because they're upset with someone they're playing with, and they storm off. And I'll see staff or teachers or parents, and they'll acknowledge that that's not the right thing to do, and then they just leave it at that. So that child's upset, they're processing their emotions, which is good, but then when they're done processing, they just go back and they do whatever it is that they were doing. And we're not setting up a guideline for if this behavior persists. And usually if you're doing that, the behavior will persist. So what you have to do is, before they re-engage with the activity that they were doing, is we have to have a conversation, kind of a follow-up conversation. Now, if this happens again, what are we going to do about it? And another good thing about doing this is this puts on more accountability to the child. So if you can forecast that if they happen to throw the toy across the room again, that we're unfortunately going to have to take the toy away, they're not going to be surprised if this does occur. They're going to see it more as it's not going to be so personal. They're not going to take it as you're being really unfair and mean. It's going to be more accountability on them, that they knew that this was going to be what would happen if they made this choice. They did make that choice. So there's just more accountability and less personal issues between you and them. It's because you forecasted that. And that is very underutilized. Every time that a child is spending time in reflection or anything like that, spending time to reflect, once they're done with that, there has to be a redirection and a follow-up of what's going to occur if this behavior persists. So that way it's all 100% on them. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you guys, and thanks for watching.